back to my no-name channel, or my channel, which is called My Name, Bruce Pullman. And this is a Bali COVID-19 update for July 4th, 2020. And I'm videoing out on the balcony again. You see Bali Sea behind me. It is a very, very windy day. There are kites everywhere in the sky. I'll try to get a little video to put in here at the end. Or maybe I'll just stick it in right now. So here are the kites. And let's get into the Bali COVID-19 update and do the numbers. First, as usual, what do we have? New cases, 66. Okay, not good. We're still going up. 1,706 positives, 913 recovered, 16 deaths, and 777 active cases. And the new cases have all been Indonesians, and they've all been local transmissions. No, let's have a beer. No imported cases. And where Denpasar again is leading with 33, half of the new cases, then Badung and Gianyar. And you can take a look here at the government site for the numbers, and please notice what it says for the protocols, follow them. And what about how this is spread out over the whole island? I like this map, so here's the map. Well, it's going to be the full screen. And, I've talked about this before, the age spread, right? Because of the people that go, wow, it's just old people, who cares? Well, here's the age spread. And this is a link is down below if you want to take a look, in case you don't believe me. And number one, the 20 to 29 age group. Number two, 30 to 39, and number three, 40 to 49. Okay, now that could be demographics. Could be that age group is predominant in Bali. I really haven't looked at the figures, but this shows that this is, as I've said before, an equal opportunity virus, and you need to protect yourself. Now, Indonesians are overwhelmingly doing so, and I hope that the foreigners are getting with the program. I know that a lot of the expats, what people like to call expats, but that the visitors, the tourists, are not necessarily. So if you're not, get with it. Don't be part of the problem. Be part of the solution. You can have a beer at home. Good time. Okay. And just another thing, if we're talking about numbers, yesterday I was looking at social media, some Facebook, some Bali Facebook channels, and no, this is not open. Bali is not open yet. There's no visas being given to tourists, despite what some people are saying. Oh yeah, you just go to Indonesian embassy in your country and they will give you a visa. They will not give you a visa. If you have a kitas or a kitap, you can come in. If you're an Indonesian, you can come in. You have to follow the protocols, but you can come back. If you are not, if you're a tourist, forget it. It's not happening yet. It may happen in September, but I'll talk about that shortly. So let's talk about some good news, some non-COVID news. And what the endangered Bali starlings are coming back. The numbers are going up, and that's great. The Bali starlings are endemic to West Bali, which is over that way, and I can see the mountains over there. So the Bali Starlings are endangered. Numbers were way down. There's been a captive breeding program going on for some years now, and they've been very successful. And the Bali Starling is also known as Yalak Bali. And the numbers in the West Bali National Park are up to 303, which is the largest since 1974. So we're going back almost 50 years. This is the result of the park's captive breeding program. And there's 3 breeding sites, and each one produces approximately 60 eggs a year, 60 hatchlings a year. And the starlings reach 11 months old, and they're introduced into the wild. And as part of this program, villagers that live in villages in the area, in the national park area, are part of this program, and that's great because that's the way you protect the species. You get them involved, and you get them educated about what the situation is with the Bali Starlings, why it's important to protect them, and also give them some work. And so the starlings are also known as the Bali Myna. I didn't know that. And Rothschild's Myna. I didn't know that either. So I learned a couple of things on this article. The link is down below. And these beautiful birds are found in West Bali as well as in the island of Nusa Penida. And so, if you're over in West Bali, and you know people go over there, you've got Pemuturan is over there, and Manjangan Island for diving and snorkeling, and it's a beautiful area. If you are on the island and you want to see something up north, it's well worth a visit. I have not been there, I have to admit, in a long, long time. Just too many people now. And we're back in a different setting. The wind is so incredibly strong today. I couldn't hear anything, so I have to do this whole part over again. In my next video, my anthropology video, trashed. Okay, so what have we got? So the governor said we're in a critical electricity situation. So according to the governor, we have a critical situation in that we have less than 1% reserves during peak periods, and we need 30% reserves in order to be safe during peak load times. So, what's electricity used? What is our energy used for? Well, it's used for household electricity, transportation, commercial, and especially for the tourism industry. So, what's he want to do? He wants to make Bali independent, and he created a resolution called the Bali Provisional Energy General Plan 2020 to 2050. And according to this plan, Bali will become a green producer of energy by 2050, and we will not be dependent on other regions. Well, it's a great idea. Great idea. If you've lived here, you know that we have times when electricity is gone. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's not great. It could be improved. And so the draft resolution also calls to maintain the sanctity and harmony of Bali's nature in realizing a clean, green, beautiful island by building an environmentally friendly, clean energy system included in the philosophy of Trihita Karana. So, good. That's some good news. The bad news is we have a critical situation, but we've had a critical electricity situation for years. The good news is there's some plans to improve it, and in a green way. So, great. And back to COVID-19, what's happening? Preventing new clusters. So, according to Pakdewa Made Indra, and I've mentioned him before, he's the regional secretary for Bali, and in his role as chair of the COVID-19 task force, he's creating another task force, and this task force is going to be in charge of traditional markets. Why traditional markets? Because a large part of our new cases are coming from the traditional markets. Now, if you've been to a traditional market, you know there's no social distancing there. People are wearing masks, as far as I know. My wife says they are. Some traditional markets make you wear a mask. They make you wash your hands before you go in. Some don't. So the regional secretary, Made Indra, said that we need more discipline, and so he's creating this task force. Their responsibility will be to monitor the markets every day. Now, there are many, many traditional markets. How many? I don't know. I can think of 4 that I've shopped at here, and I know there's a lot more than that. So he expects cooperation at the village level as well to monitor the markets, make sure that people are wearing masks. Can't really social distance, but there should be hand cleanser, sanitizer, and the government said that one of the problems is that the majority of sellers and buyers tend to be older women who are in the high-risk group. And so that's another reason to be very careful about what goes on in the markets. So this is going to happen. Well, didn't say exactly when, but I'm guessing soon, because this is a big problem. And there's going to be sample random tests at the market, because they can't test everybody. If you've been to a market, you know there's hundreds of people. So they're going to do some random testing. If one person tests positive, everybody gets tested. And they'll close down the markets if need be. So another good initiative on the part of the Bali COVID Task Force. And let's get on to the next one. And the last one, and the big one. When is Bali going to open again? Well, you remember, if you watch this video, July 9th is supposed to be when things open up. And, well, for locals. And according to the governor, despite the increasing number of cases that I talked about earlier in this video, they're going to go ahead with the plan, and Bali will begin the new normal starting July 9th. Now, this is going to be started with a ceremony tomorrow in Besaki, and then followed by the next day interfaith prayers around the island. And the governor stressed that this opening is the new normal, not the old normal. And so health protocols have to be carried out, he insisted. This includes no crowds, no nightlife, no big events, no cockfighting. Now, that's great, but is that realistic? Because if you look in social media, you'll see that nightlife has already gone on. There's live music being played down in the tourist areas. Bars are open, restaurants are open for locals and foreigners. So there seems to be a kind of a disconnect here. The governor says we're going to do this, but some of this is already done. Beaches are supposed to open up. Kuta is going to open 5 gates so that you can get into Kuta Beach. But are the bars and restaurants and the live music supposed to be going on or not? This is one of the problems that I've found Indonesia over the last 30 years is this lack of consistency, saying one thing and doing something else, or saying something when the situation already exists. We're going to start this, but it's already been started. So, I don't know. It confuses me. But if you want to go out and drink and eat, there's places all over the island that you can do it now. Lovina, Seminyak, especially Canggu, Sanur. And since no authorities are arresting people, are closing these places down, I'm assuming somebody thinks it's okay. If this period is successful from July 9th to the end of the month, then we'll go into phase 2, stage 2, which will be opening to domestic tourism. Now, my oldest daughter plans on coming back. She wants to get married next month, and so she's looking at coming back. And by the time she comes back, early August, the domestic tourism should be open if everything goes according to plan, right? Cross your fingers, knock on wood. And so then a month of domestic tourism, and if everything goes well, international tourism. Will there be international tourists? I don't know. Are we going to be ready? Hotels say we're ready. We're ready right now. Open up. And people ready to work? Yeah. Are we getting more cases? Yeah. So where does that leave us? It leaves us kind of feeling our way through, like most of the places around the world. So if you want to come to Bali and you do not have a key test or a key top, you can't do it yet. If you're in Indonesia, domestic tourism may start on the 31st. If you're local, things are going to be opened up. Still don't know about school, but things will be open on the 9th, which is today's 4th, Saturday. Sunday's the 5th, Monday's the 6th, Tuesday's the 7th, Wednesday's the 8th, Thursday's the 9th. Thursday. Okay, maybe I'll take a ride on Friday on my motorcycle, or Saturday. And that's it. Thanks, and I've got another video coming. I'm going to have to do again on anthropology. I was going to put a link to it here, but I guess I can't. So, thanks for viewing. Stay safe. Follow the safety protocols. Be kind to someone today. Thanks.